can we talk about dating in your 40s in 2025? Because it's just literally a minefield of head and I'm sorry, what? Like, convince me otherwise. All of my girlfriends are the same. They're all hot, smart, intelligent, funny women. And it's just the same. They either want a pen pal, they either swipe and then never message. So, what are we doing? Where, how are people meeting? How?
I'm in such disbelief by what I just witnessed and what I just heard. I mean, I was at Save On Foods and there was a couple in front of me, young, probably like mid to late 20s. And the girl was standing in line and I could see her like looking kind of behind me where there was like the flower section. So she walked over and grabbed a bouquet of flowers that was $27.99 or something like that. And she walks back over and her boyfriend's like giving her this disgusting look. She like puts them down in the belt and she like looks at him and she's like, I just really feel like I want some flowers today. And he starts yelling at her, like full on like, flowers for what? And there's like a lineup of people behind me and I'm like standing there and I think my jaw was like this. Had to pick it up off the floor. I'm standing there listening to him tear a strip off this girl. You never buy me anything. Like, why do you think you just deserve flowers? And she's like, because you never get me flowers. And he's like, well, you don't just deserve random flowers. And definitely not for $27.99. Sir, why do you have a girlfriend if you can't buy her $27.99 flowers? Like, that will make her weak. Why would you not want to make her weak and make her happy? So this girl is arguing back and forth with him and she's like, whatever, and like picks them up and goes and puts them back. And she walks back over and she's standing there and I can tell she's so upset. I'm just standing there and I'm like, I want to buy this girl those flowers. Like, and tell her, your man is a piece of shit and you should just like walk away now. Because if he can't buy you flowers for no reason, what the fuck is he actually going to do for you in life? Like, I'm sorry. Like, flowers are like a smidgen of what you deserve, like every other week, once a month kind of thing. Like, to tell your girlfriend you don't deserve $27.99 flowers. Oh my god, I wanted to punch this man in the fucking face. I was like looking at him like, you're disgusting, piece of shit, nasty. So anyways, she comes back and she's just like ignoring him and he's like, hey, like, why are you so upset? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, I'll buy you those flowers. And she's like, what? I'm like, I'll buy you those flowers. Like, go get them. I want to buy them for you. And she like kind of laughs and I'm like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, please go get those flowers and I will buy them for you. Like, I want you to have those flowers. Like, you did not deserve to be spoken to like that and be treated like that by someone that you like, obviously, or in a relationship with, because you guys are buying a whole fuck ton of groceries together. I was like, go get them. And she wouldn't go get them. So I literally walked over and I grabbed the flowers and I told the girl, I said, pay for these separate. Pay for them before I pay for my shit. Pay for them when this fucking loser pays for their groceries. I want her to have them. And she started crying and she gave me a hug and her boyfriend's like, you didn't need to do that. And I'm like, no, listen to me right now. I'm like, you do not speak to your girlfriend like that. I'm like, that is disgusting behavior. I hope she leaves your ass. I really do. I hope that you leave here and you leave him and I hope that you feel like a piece of shit. Because she did not deserve that. And that was awful. And he's like, oh, well, it was just her birthday a couple weeks ago and I spent a lot of money on her. And she's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, exactly. Like, I can pick you apart right now, but I won't. I won't waste my time anymore. Like, you're a fucking loser. Get on with your life. And she was like, crying and she was like, you're right, whatever. And she like walked away. So I don't know if they left together or what, but like, how disgusting. In front of all of these people too. I'm like, you're gonna talk to your woman like that? Like, it was like, oh my god, let me buy you those flowers, girl. You deserve those after he talked to you like that.
So basically what you told all of us was that you weren't minding your business and you were all in somebody else's stuff without asking the proper questions. You were just worried about what the woman was going through and not what the man was going through. You were worried about the man pleasing the woman and really not the other way around. And this is the problem that a lot of relationships have.
I said I was never going to come on here and talk about my dating life, but I don't know, let's have a little fun. I want to talk about the date I didn't go on last night. I'd love to get your take. Let me know if you would have handled this any differently. Now, first thing I want to say is that I have a 17-year-old daughter who has had boyfriends in high school and in middle school that are better communicators than these grown men. Literally, she gets treated better than any of the men that I've met online. And because I'm older, most of the men that I date, they're in their like 50s or 60s and sometimes 70s. Like a lot of these men will lie about their age, and I'll go out, a couple times and then they'll admit that they're in their 70s. And, I don't really have anything against anybody's age, actually. You would assume with age would come a lot of wisdom, a lot of kindness. And not the shenanigans, like all the ghosting and stuff that happens when you're younger, but not so much. So anyway, I connected with somebody online, and I didn't have a conversation with him on the phone, which is something I typically would do before a date, because he was out in the Hamptons. He was coming back to the city. He was like, a week ago, he was like, let's meet for dinner Thursday night. He picked a time and a place. I liked the time and the place. So I said, okay, and I responded with my phone number, and I didn't hear from him again. Like, I didn't get any text saying, hey, it's so-and-so from whatever app, look forward to seeing you. I didn't get a phone call. And then yesterday was supposed to be the date. I didn't hear from him all day. I had some friends that wanted to go out, and I was like, I don't know, I may be going out with somebody, I don't know. I waited until like, let's say 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then I assumed, okay, this is not happening. And I'm sure you're asking why I didn't text him to confirm. And it's because I have learned, and Sasha, you follow me, and I know you will agree, you can't do the work for these men.
So I think the first thing that piqued my interest is that she was talking about he was coming back from the Hamptons. And I was like, might have a little money. The second thing was that she talked about him making plans, and he sent the plans to her. And she was like, I agree with those plans, so I sent it back to him. It's just something about the way she said that is just really not sitting right with me. Like, you got to run things across me for my approval. Like, I'm the one sitting on the throne here.
Definitely when you text a man, when you start getting into like texting, figuring out where to go, making up for the things that they don't do, that is really truly the beginning of the end. And I will never text a man again. Like, I literally will never text a man again. Even men that I've connected with that are like, why don't you text me? The minute I take that to heart and text them, it's over. So you don't text a man. You do not confirm a date yourself. You don't let a man keep you hanging. So I didn't. I decided to go out with my friends. And then about 30 minutes after we were supposed to meet, he texted me and he's like, I'm at the restaurant. Where are you? So I responded saying, hey, I didn't realize we were on. I responded to you. I gave you my phone number, and I never got a confirmation. So I just assumed we weren't getting together. So he was like, oh, well, do you want to reschedule? And I responded saying, hey, I think we had a misunderstanding here. Since we, haven't been communicating, I think it would be a great idea for us to just have a conversation first, and then we can schedule another date. And then he responded saying, I'm old school. I really just want to set up a dinner. And then I responded saying, I'm also old school. Like, I like an old-fashioned gentleman. I'm all about chivalry, all of that. Bring it. To which he responded, okay, great. Same time, same place next week? Huh? Like, what could be more old school than picking up the phone and calling somebody? Am I wrong? Like, this is a block and delete.
Right. So I think it's going in line with what I was talking about earlier. You can have what you actually want to do is you want to sit down and have a 3-hour conversation with him and kind of, oh, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. I think you should say, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, or whatever it is. But what you're trying to do, and what a lot of modern women do, is they try to make a man bow down. This is their way of humbling a man. They say, oh, you did it, you're wrong, you need to take accountability, you need to apologize to get back in my good graces. The man don't have time for that.
Okay, dating over 40. Here's my one from last night. You can tell me what you think. Okay, this guy, we're messaging, we're talking back and forth, we're chatting. He has my phone number, I've seen him and everything. I will tell you about him and the situation. So we actually matched on a dating site back in, I don't know if it was December, it was around the end of the year. This is August now. So we matched and had a little bit of back and forth and was chatting. We became Facebook friends and just kind of going through it. I was starting to get the feel for the person that he was and just thinking, I don't know that we're going to be the best match for each other. So, but one night he has my phone number, he calls me and we're having a conversation and he wants to go out and I say, you know, I know you, I mean, I've had a lot of experience and at this point I'm just kind of like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm just not feeling it. And I, just didn't see that we were going to be a right fit for each other. So I said that to him. I was just honest. I was just like, I'm not sure we'll be a right fit for each other. And he did not like that very much. And he said, the reason, and I will never forget this, he said, the reason that you're still single is because you are judgmental and opinionated. I hurt my feelings really bad and hung up and blocked him. Well, then a few days later, I remember I was actually sitting at church on a Wednesday night and I start getting these messages from a different number. And he was using his friend's phone. And then he calls me and he was like, hey, can we just start over? And, I was trying to figure out, like, is he just really desperate or does he just really like me? And he was like, I'm not desperate, So I said, okay, I'll give you another chance. And somewhere in there, so we messaged a little bit and he wants our first date to be at his company Christmas party, right? Big company Christmas party. And I just I just didn't want that, like, go meet for a drink for a few minutes, company Christmas party. I didn't go and put him off. He ended up, like I said, friends on Facebook. Next thing I know, he's in a relationship with this, gorgeous, big, voluptuous, whatever woman. And I thought, yeah, see, I knew. Anyway, it doesn't work out with the two of them. And then somewhere in there, he messages me something about work. I posted and everything. And so we do meet for a drink one place and we go meet some friends at another place. And I still not quite sure. And it's not just that I'm not quite sure about him. Like, I don't feel a good match, that I would be a good match for him. Not just him not being a good match for me, like both ways I'm seeing. Like, I don't think that I'm the girl for him or that he's the man for me, just all around.
Sounds like you're wasting a bunch of time. Seems like this man likes you. You're not interested, or you're kind of on the fence about it. He goes away. He finds somebody else. Doesn't work out. So he says, okay, let me give her a call back. And you're still entertaining him, but you're not really that interested. I guess you're trying to figure out if there's a spark there, but you don't really feel a spark. And I think at that point in time, it might just be best for you to say, hey, I really think you're a great guy, but I'm just not feeling a spark. I know that would have been something that you said the second time he came back to you and said, hey, I think we should go out. I don't know. I don't think so, but I get it. I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to give him a chance. Or you're trying to give it a chance to make it work, because you probably heard that people have said to you, oh, well, at your age or whatever, you can't be so rigid. You got to give people some space. They have different ways about them. And so that's probably what you're trying to do. But if the guy isn't for you, then why continue to waste each other's time? You said that you don't think he's for you. You're not for him. Just say that and go ahead and move on.
You better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
Oh my God.
Touch a, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very
example, men are exiting the dating scene by the thousands. Why? Because they're tired of angry women who are trying to make them pay for mistakes they didn't make. Men are saying they prefer their peace over a peace.
So I think the better question to what is your body count and does it matter is, have you ever gotten an STD? No. 100% perfect test record there. Do I know the number? No. Can I give you a range? Yes. Probably like 500 to 1,000. Maybe leaning more towards 1,000.
Do the sounds game because they're doing a wristband night where at the bandbox, which I hear has new drinks, I'm excited to check them out. You pick out your wristband if you're single or taken or here for vibes or whatever, and no less than at least 10 people sent this to me. So I'm gonna go check it out. I'm really excited. It looks like maybe the sun's even trying to come out. Should be a good night at the ballpark. This does not bode well. We're here, as is par for the course with this experiment. There are no more wristbands. The game only started 5 minutes ago. Well, in terms of meeting someone, not a successful event. But you know what? I was there with friends. I ran into some more friends. It's so dark. I met some new friends. Thank you to a couple of you who came and said hi. It was great. All in all, a really fun night. It was a beautiful night at the ball field. I always love coming to Sounds games. So it was fun. Oh, I got some sound swag too. So that's fun. Just no luck on the dating front. Oh.
I noticed all of the modern women, all of the women are bonding together in terms of needing to have a backup plan. And the backup plan is their friends. I didn't meet anybody here, but at least I have my friends come with me so we could have a fun time. So I won't have to sit with and deal with the feelings of loneliness. They're my coping mechanism. There's a lot of women out there that actually do this.
Awesome guys on TikTok right now listening. I'm thinking, may I have your opinion, please? What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment? Is it the woman these days? Does it have anything to do with spending money on women? Does it have anything to do with trust issues? Maybe dating apps? Maybe you feel like there are endless options in terms of significant.
From our perspective, there's been a massive decline in men approaching women. On a night out, like guys, their focus isn't on women until the end of the night when they're trying to find a woman to take home.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
Like they're not really interested in
Right.
even just like a little bit of rapport. To
Yeah.
see if you vibe, if you've got the same personality, if you've got the same sense of humor.
Yeah.
Even if you're looking at guys, they won't come up. They don't want to get rejected, or they just care more about going to do lines in the bathroom. Like it's
Well, it seems like with a lot of modern women, there has to be some compensation for just coming up and saying hello. So the man has to pay to say hello to you, which is weird.
Funny to try to find a 30 to 55-year-old man to be my boyfriend. It's just a good place to actually find baddies. Can I ask what you're buying today? Can I ask what you're buying today?
Trench mesh.
Oh, what's this for actually?
Put in a trench before you build a brick wall.
Like for the drain?
No. When you build a brick wall.
Oh.
That goes in the concrete on the bottom, in the concrete, and you put bricks on top.
That's so cool. So what will you do today?
Build a brick wall.
Oh, just the whole day?
Well, the rest of it, yeah.
Well, if we're done building the brick wall, will you spend time with me?
I'm sorry.
No? Okay, bye-bye.
I see a lot of women saying that men aren't pursuing them. They're not pursuing them anymore. They don't know what they have to do to get a man to pursue them. But listen, let me tell you something. Dating has changed so much post Me Too era. Men, especially younger generations of men, Gen Z, millennial generations, they are not going to pursue women the same way that they pursued women in the past because they don't want to come off as creepy, weird, whatever. Dating has changed. If you are a woman and you want a man, you are going to have to put some effort in. They're not going to chase you like they used to. Or it's not. Especially if you're dating in the Gen Z millennial range. Like, you're going to have to put some work in if you want a man. They're not going to be calling you, showing up to your house with flowers, That shit's creepy now.
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right one.
I have a couple questions. Maybe y'all can help me out. Here in Florida, since I just moved here about 4 months ago, men are very different. They like don't court you. Like whatever happened to flowers and phone calls and good morning babe and good night babe and let's go get lunch or breakfast, or hey, do you want to go look at the sunset? I don't know. But like that's gone now. Like men don't do that. It's like you gotta be the man, and that's so unattractive when you gotta pull out your masculine energy because the dude is too soft. It's like, wake up, dudes. Like, be a man. Build something. I don't know. I'll cook. You build. I mean, on a date, like, take the lead. I don't understand. It's like situationships all day long. It just, it's so unattractive. I don't get it. Can somebody explain it? Or is it me? I don't.
I think it's so funny that most women think that this is just a stage that men are going through, but rather men are sick and tired of dating because of social media standards, and now they're realizing that they're way more at peace being single. The bar is set so unrealistically high, and nothing an average man can do anymore is good enough. I literally saw a video on Valentine's Day of this girl. She got a box of chocolate, she got roses, then he went and got her a whole nother set of candies, and she was asking people on TikTok, specifically girls, should I break up with him? I feel like he should have got me more. Girls aren't dating asking like, is this guy kind? Is he loyal? Is he trustworthy? Does he work hard? It's all about how much money he makes and his height. So no, it's not a stage. It's just that most men that are loyal and can be good long-term boyfriends, and most girls that are loyal and long-term good girlfriends, they're at home with their cats or their dogs, watching movies, waiting for this stage to pass.
A lot of these modern women today just aren't trustworthy. They're not loyal. You don't. And I'm not saying just in the way of infidelity, but you don't really know where they stand. You could be with them one day, 1 month, and then they completely switch up the next month. You really never truly know what a modern woman is going to do, what they're thinking. You can't really plan for them. So for a lot of men, it's just good business sense for them to leave women alone altogether.
You're 34, when you're 35 and you're still like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I'm like, dude, you're like old.
The amount of times that I've seen this come up on my For You page where girls cannot fathom the idea of why a man in his mid-30s might possibly be afraid of commitment even when he's in his mid-30s, it blows my mind, because you think it's a pretty simple explanation. But it really goes to show the ignorance of how the average girl doesn't really understand the average male experience in his early 20s. So I'm going to help you guys understand, so hopefully you guys can stop asking this question and shaming guys who want to be single in their mid-30s just because you're single in your 30s. So the average guy 18 through like 26 is going to be broke and pretty much not really have that much access to meeting women. Typically, once a man starts being a little bit more financially stable is when he's going to have the most access to women, because he's able to go out on dates more, he's able to just go out more in general to meet more women. So normally a man becomes financially stable around their late 20s to mid 30s. And a lot of men did not get to experience a lot of fun things in their early 20s like women do. A pretty girl who has no money is going to have offers to do a lot of cool stuff for pretty much no money when they're 18 through like 25. And then around 28 to 30 is when a girl is going to start looking for a serious commitment. But a man just started doing well, and he's able to travel. He's able to go out on dates. He's able to go out to nightclubs and actually get attention for the first time in his life. And that's the average male experience. So when a man is 32, even though that might be the time for you that you're looking for a stable relationship, for him, this is all new and this is all exciting, and he's finally getting the attention he feels like he deserves. But this is just a common tactic I see girls do where they try to shame guys for being single when they're in their mid-30s or even later. like they're also not single and also in their mid-30s. Girls will just use this as a shaming technique to make it seem like a man in his 30s is somehow behind because his obligation is to be married and have kids around that time. But the reality is men don't have a biological clock the same way that a woman does on the expiration when they could have children or start a family.
A study done in the 90s, and what they found out, I think, still holds true today. So what they did is they took a group of men and they took a group of women and they categorized these men. So it was like high status, t-shirt, McDonald's. Same thing with the women. High status, t-shirt, McDonald's. And then they asked, the men, okay, would you go to coffee with this person, go on a date, marry? And in all three categories, the guy didn't care. He's like, yes, sure, whatever. With women, it was a whole different story. Women went to the high status man for the majority of them. So that was for coffee, date, marriage. This idea of perfection has just been kind of unseen before. I mean, before we had magazines, we knew they were kind of airbrushed, but what we see now, women are doing eyebrows, microblading, dermaplaning, eyelash extensions, hair extensions, lip fillers, cheek fillers, implants, fat transfer, taking ribs out. I mean, literally women are taking their ribs out. So I think just the pressure and the unattainable beauty that they put on themselves, they're also putting that sort of unattainable image and desire on a guy as well. And that's why these guys are backing out, because guys know, that's crazy. We can't do all that. Some can. I mean, it's the small minority can do that, but for the majority of men, they're not going to be able to get to your high standards that you not only put on yourself, but you're putting on these men too. And I don't even know if women are aware that they're doing that.
I feel like it would behoove these modern women to take some of their own medicine. When they talk about how men should be, what men should do, they should take a page out of their own book and say, well, this is what a man is wanting me to do. Why don't I do it? Well, I'm going to go get my eyebrows done. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go get my nails done. All of those things are great, but none of those things are necessary. You don't need it. Men are telling you, you look great without it. Well, you don't appreciate it. I do appreciate it. It's just that you don't need it. You're coming to me, mad at me, because I don't require it. And you should be happy. Well, I went and got my makeup done. I got my nails done. All of that is fantastic. But what I'm looking for is you. Base model, stripped down. All that, I just want to see who you are so I can get a baseline of what I'm working with. Then if you want to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that, go ahead. But I want to know what you look like. I want to get to know the real you. Y'all still mad at men because they saying, wait a minute, take all that off so I can get a baseline, so I can get to connect with you first. And then we'll talk about going to that other stuff. Backwards thinking.
Where are these men at that I'm seeing all over TikTok? Because they are nowhere near me. All the ones that are around me are married or man-children who just want a mother to take the place of their mother, to take care of them. I just want to know where y'all at, because I've went to Home Depot. I'll go to Lowe's. There ain't nothing there. Not a single thing to get the creative juices going to where you're like, yeah, that's a man. They're not. They're nowhere around here. I live in the mountains, so I'm 2 hours from Atlanta. And there's just nothing here. And so I'm kind of at a loss, because it's just, where are you at?
Ask you out anymore. What they do is they look at you from across the room and they'll be like, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they just take out their phone and watch basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. They're just like, oh, nice.
And men no longer come up to women. I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. But most of the responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience.
If the man you're dating does not have or want to have friendships with women, leave him. If he does not see value in relationships with women he is not related to or sleeping with, I promise you he's not the one.
When women say stuff like this, I'm always reminded that some of these modern women, they really just love to hear themselves talk.
So I've been dating this guy for 2 years. And last night he said to me, "Why don't you have a boyfriend?"
It's crazy that an entire friendship can be based solely on the possibility of fucking you. The second they figure out you're not interested or unavailable or they find someone else, that's literally it. They go from talking to you all the time or even being one of your closest friends to fucking crickets. And it feels shitty. Like, I'm interested in having genuine, meaningful connections with people, and it sucks when you realize that all of that was just built on some shallow pretense. And it makes me feel like I'm not good enough. And I know that's not true, but I can't help but think, like, why am I as a person not good enough for you?
Being friends with my ex one time, and we were on the phone, and the topic of opposite sex platonic friendships got brought up, and I was like, I think that they can totally exist. I was like, I have so many guy friends I've never had a crush on, we've never done anything, we've been friends for years, like, it would never go there. And he's like, yeah, for you it may be platonic, but as a guy they're just waiting for an open window. And I was like, that's so crazy that you say that, because you had girlfriends when we were together, so you'd be kind of incriminating yourself right now. So I was like, see, I'm about to prove my point that they can exist. And then I was like, what about your friend Ashley that you used to call a sister? And like, you know, you guys were so close at one point, that was your sister. I was like, you're telling me you would have slept with her and you viewed her as a sister? Without hesitation, this man goes, I would fuck Ashley. I've never hung up a phone so fast. I was like, oh, I think you forgot that we dated. So that was so insane for you to admit to me right now. And that's when I learned you never try to be friends with your ex.
Well, I don't think that a lot of these modern women really understand feelings unless it's theirs, right? So if a man tells you, I'm interested in you, and you say, no, I'm not really interested, for some reason they think that's it, it's done. All of a sudden he loses his feelings right then and there for her, and they just become friends, when they know good and well when they're with somebody and they break up, or when they have a gym crush. I think women are saying, well, it takes me like a month to get over somebody, or I had a gym crush and it took me, 3 months to get over them because I finally saw an ick, and that really grossed me out. But before that, you were infatuated with that person. Had that person not shown you an ick, quote unquote, then you'd have still been crushing on them until somebody else came along. That's the way it is for men. It's something similar that happens. I like you, I like the way you move. I like everything about you, your style. Contrary to popular belief, men actually think a lot before just pursuing somebody, especially nowadays. I'm not just walking up to you and saying, hey, how are you? Hello, and just trying to get with you. I'm weighing the cost benefit. I'm running a cost benefit analysis in my head of, can I get this girl reasonably? Would she be into me? They're looking for signs and invitations to approach, right? And once they get to a certain point, they might be like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. So by the time they come up there, they would like something great to happen. But if it doesn't, they're like, oh, okay, I really don't want that, but it is what it is. But if she should ever take interest in me, I would love to be with her. I'm still interested, right? It's like if you applied for Microsoft and, Microsoft is going to give you the bag. And Microsoft says, no, but stay in the network and we'll kind of keep you in the loop. If ever Microsoft comes back around, whenever it is, it could be years later, you're going to be hoping, and you might be working at another job that might pay you well, you like the culture, but Microsoft is the one that you were looking for. So you would probably say, Microsoft sounds good. It would definitely be something that you'd have to think about. That's kind of the way men think about relationships, with friendly relationships with their crush. the woman that they like. I really, really liked her. And it took a lot for me, a lot of effort, a lot of mental energy. Y'all talk about that stuff. Oh, it took me a lot of mental energy to get ready and to come on the stage. It takes a man a lot of mental energy, work up the courage to ask you, especially with everything going on, with risking being called a creep, especially if he doesn't want to mess something up. But he says, you know, it's now or never. I've got to do something. He's taking a risk. So I just want women to understand what men are putting on the line. I know y'all be like, oh, it's just rejection. We just said no. You guys got to start understanding that it's more than that. Instead of throwing people's feelings off, you guys in general really need to start understanding the psyche of men, just like y'all want men to understand you.
The freaking I did was have sex in the staircase.
Where was that? What staircase?
In my building.
Why you just didn't take him in the crib?
They ain't come in my crib unless they got to know me first.
I don't think I understand this thought process. I mean, okay, whatever, you know, I get it, I guess. I just, would you want to hear your wife say this? Probably not.
I asked my man to take me out on more dates. Guess where he took me? Burger King. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. They do have a new cotton candy drink and I really like it, but all that I was allowed to get was french fries and this. And I had to split my french fries with him, so cheers.
Kendra G had a black singles event in Philly. Black men did not show up. Kendra G had a black singles event in Philly. So, I'm in between New York City and Philly, Jersey. Us black men up here in the Northeast do not want nothing to do with no black women in Philly. Too masculine, too ghetto, and no. So anyway, black women were all there. It was like about 50 black women. No black men showed up. Kendra G didn't even, she didn't even go. One black man showed up. Everything the black women want, you know, the height requirement, the salary and all of that, but he looked and said, and he just said, skirt, out of there. Kendra, why would you do that? You know that's the left. The black women that go to black single events are either washed up, hit the wall, past their prime, fat, or -9s. Let's just be honest. And if they fat, they over the, man, never mind. I don't even think they go up the wall. At this, I'm just saying, if let's reverse and say males had a requirement where you have to have no wigs, no fake lace fronts, whatever, no hair hats, natural hair, slim, maybe thick, slim thick, has to be feminine, and has to only make a certain amount of money. Now, how would that sound? And you can't be single moms. Oh my God, that would eliminate about 80% of you black women. Boom, there it is.
I think this is why there is a male loneliness epidemic. Like, I'm serious. I need to look more into the research, but there's a lot out there around men just being lonely and how this is rising in recent times. Now, I think the reason that a lot of my content recently about dating and relationships has kind of popped off on TikTok is because at the end of the day, human beings are wired to crave love and connection. So my podcast, Everyday Endorphins, is focused on finding things in life that bring you joy and like happiness and well-being. But our relationships are actually like fundamental to our mental health and to our overall well-being and life satisfaction. So it's no wonder that anything related to relationships, dating, etc., like is incredibly relevant when it comes to happiness. It's just funny because like this is not a dating podcast. I don't have a dating platform, but clearly there's a discourse about this and like men are struggling per this comment, women are struggling. Everyone is struggling here and it's like, I don't know.
Shouldn't you be at school? Shouldn't you be at school? I'm out here walking with my baby, y'all. And this is what the fuck be going on in these streets. No, I'm not running. Shouldn't you be at school? Let's damn near. No, you can't get my number. Why are you running up on me with a mask on? That shit don't look right. Okay. I'm also out here walking with a baby. How old are you? You look like you about 14 years old. What the fuck? This little ass boy, like, what the fuck? And y'all, I'm literally like in the middle of nowhere. Me and my baby walk out here every fucking morning. I take my baby on the walk every morning. And this little boy, how am I being disrespectful? How am I being disrespectful? You're not getting my number. No. Can you please stop following me, sir? And you're still, okay. And you're still fucking following me.
Making it difficult for what?
No, you're making it fucking difficult.
Damn. Put the number in the phone.
No, and then you're still chasing after
like
me.
I'm finna get you. I ain't finna do nothing to you.
I don't know what you finna do. You got on a whole fucking mask. This is how they talk to females nowadays.
Park that motherfucking store right now.
What?
I think this is a skit. In the very next video, the man with the same jacket is sitting in her car. Is sitting in her car with diapers, and they're going back and forth about the diapers. Apparently, he didn't buy her the right type of diapers. They're charity diapers. So apparently, you know this YN.
I can't believe Brad cheated on me. Bitch, you friend zoned like 50 dudes that would have given a kidney to be with you to be with that loser. Sounds like karma.
Okay, this is what we need. Ladies need to be honest with each other. Because oftentimes we've been around our girlfriends enough, we can see exactly what issues there are, and we can actually give our girlfriends some good insight. But the problem is a lot of ladies get genuinely offended when their girlfriends speak up about things like that. So it creates this horrible, dishonest relationship. And I think you could even have a type of relationship with them where it's like, okay, I'm just venting right now, I don't want your advice. But then actually hear your girlfriend out when she's giving you genuine insight. Too many relationships with women are incredibly dishonest, and it's unfortunate. Because women start to have this mentality that they could do no wrong, when they could be sabotaging themselves in so many different ways. And unfortunately, women who lie to their girlfriends are often rewarded because the honest, blunt women tend to not have as many friends.
So the ladies' favorite word for men today are narcissist. Narcissist is the trending word. No matter what the argument is, the men are narcissists. So I, being the investigative content creator that I am, baby, I went and looked up the word narcissist because I wanted to get a true definition. And I seen this image pop up. Behaviors of a narcissist: lack of empathy for others, has a strong desire for attention and admiration from others, consistently has problematic relationships, and has inflated sense of self-worth or importance. Wait a minute now. Isn't it always the women online complaining about how none of their relationships are working because it's the men? But the men be in relationships sometimes and they be happy, but y'all don't. That sounds like constantly being in problematic relationships. And then the overinflated self-worth. Everybody's a 10. Nobody's average because I'm a 10, right? And then on the other side, not having empathy for others. Girl, I'm going to do what I want to do because this is my life to live. It don't matter if it hurt him, F them kids. Y'all see strangers struggling and don't care, right? And it is mostly women that be online half naked, acting a fool for what? Likes and views or admiration and attention. If the men are narcissists, how is it that the ladies are fitting these descriptive words so well? Why is it that these behaviors are found in so many women if the men are the narcissists? I'm trying to figure it out.
How many of y'all are staying? Be honest. How many of y'all are staying?
They don't say congratulations, but you know they watch that shit. I ain't even gonna get mad. I'm young, black, and rich. She tryna sell me lies, bitch. I ain't buying shit.
You know, I really dislike these kinds of videos because these men looked for like a millisecond, like a split second. Newsflash, when you're surrounded by people, you tend to look at them for a split second. I do that too. I'm sure everyone does that. And second of all, men are attracted to women. Big deal. They're not staring at your ass for like hours, looking at you like, oh, you know, like that's not happening in this video. They're probably looking for like a second and then quickly look away. They're like, oh, okay. It's a normal human instinct to look at people. This is not, you know, trying to blame men for something they didn't do is part of the problem.